Hey there, welcome back to the Sea Power campaign. In case you missed it, if you go to the beta branch, you can actually play this thing right now. I have done quite a few of the missions. We have had the back to the old grind, and that led to the first mission, Operation Shadow. Then we did the Operation Revenge, where the Soviets hit back. After that, they tried to push more submarines into the GI-UK gap. That's where the USN stepped in. That was part 3. And now we are at a crossroads. This is Stalemate Looms. And I got this pop-up saying, hey, bargaining chips. Congratulations to making it to the breaking point in calculus of conflict. This campaign has a branching path where you can choose to complete either NATO or Soviet side to move on to the next mission. Take your pick and good luck. I like this. I like this a lot. Of course, I'll be doing both sides, which means that you'll have a sort of branch in this playlist / video series. I'm gonna go for NATO first. As talks stall, the USSR looks for an angle to leverage. Military actions between the Warsaw Pact and NATO have stalled since several USSR submarines were damaged or sunk in the vicinity of the GI-UK gap. You're welcome. Elsewhere, land fighting has ground into an uneasy stalemate in Europe, with both sides re-evaluating their comparative advantages and war goals. Negotiations are ongoing, but with no leverage, neither side is willing to come to a settlement yet. Okay, so let's see where that puts us. Here we are. This is the Mississippi, CGN 40. We also have the Dale. This is Attu Air Force Base. We're glad to see you on station. Recommend maintaining MCON as we have indications that Task Force Vostok and other forces are in close proximity. Wasn't Vostok the one that was in Mission 2? The counterstrike by the Soviets? P3C Mad Fox is off deck and should check in with you shortly. CVW-11 air assets are standing by and ready for your orders. Okay. So we're going to have access to a P3 soon. We're going to have access to an airbase soon. If not already. There we go. We have Attu. I wouldn't be surprised if that is a bear. Like a maritime patroller. Don't exactly know what sort of radar it has yet. Right now it could be anything. Okay, what do we have on this airbase? One whole P3C, a couple of strike aircraft, and a couple of A7Es, which are, I think, less than useful at the moment. And 6 F-14s. See, now we're getting somewhere. We're going to send these guys up. Range? 90 miles. Yep, called it. T-95 RT. Recon bird. The bear. Now, I don't really have a drone strike available to take these things out at their airbase, so we're just going to have to use the Tomcats to do that. And it's really a hop, skip, and a jump for the Tomcats. It's about 270 miles due west, so that's what the Tomcats will do. Weather is pretty awful. I don't know what the situation is subsurface, so I am very interested in launching at least one helicopter, and potentially more, to make sure we know something about the area regarding submersibles. I'm going to say a 15-mile range. If that Task Force Vostok is out there, I also want to have my strike aircraft up. So the next loadout is going to be A6s with Entership Heavy. That's 16 harpoons. Launch. The P3C might be useful. We're also going to have another P3C, I think. Because they did say it was off deck, so I interpret that as the aircraft is becoming available soon. Where are the F-14s at presently? Taxiing? Here we are. Burn for takeoff. We should have the A6s come out. There's one. So, Task Force Vostok, that was that operation where I had the Slava, I think 2 Sovramenis, and what was the last one? A Cresta cruiser? Cresta 2? I think something along those lines. So that is potentially a couple of long-range missiles coming in, and then a couple of shorter-range missiles potentially following up with that. Alright, gentlemen, you are Victory 1-1. I think it's a bit early to proclaim victory, but here we go. At least they have some optimism in them. We're going to send those southwest. I'm going to intercept the Tu-95 to shoot that down and make sure that they can't get intel on me. Hilo here should be taking off momentarily. And with that, we're going to do some sonobuoy drops. Sonobuoy, intermittent, check. This is Mad Fox checking in from the east. 8 souls aboard. 4 plus 30 playtime. 4 bruisers ready for tasking. 4 bruisers? Does that mean you're carrying harpoons, my friend? Multiple tracks. Oh, hello. Something doing 21 knots. It's a bloody fast merchant, isn't it? Hey, Mad Fox, welcome back. Yep, harpoons. Alright. Now they're on MCON, but I don't want them to do that. Surface search. How do we pick these up? Unknown. EM emission. It's like they had their radar on for a second. And somehow Mad Fox was able to pick that up. Go to 25. There you are again. Joker, standing by for takeoff. Victories 1 and 2 moving southwest. Okay. Hilo is up. Hilo does have a surface search, but at the moment I'm going to rely on the surface search from Mad Fox. Hello. There's 1, there's 2. Also doing 21 knots. Why are you 18 miles apart? That is a bit unusual for a formation. We got a MiG-25 PD. How the hell did you get all the way out here? Oh, right, okay. I thought we were operating somewhere else. We're operating relatively close to the Soviet mainland. So for a MiG-25 PD, it's about 500 miles. Yeah, I guess that's doable. Okay, I am going to see more air contacts, so I'm going to send up my own air contacts. We had our intercept, 2 of them execute. Gentlemen, we suddenly have more targets for you. Eventually, that is. Now, I was planning on just flying southwest, but if these are capable of intercepting at 50 miles, that means I'm going to have to give this, let's say, a 50-mile no-fly zone. So we're going to have to fly around. Oh, there's more. Mission, another 25 PD. These PDs are... they're pretty cute, but they don't really hold their own that well when you're looking at them against the contrast of an F-14. They simply don't have the capability of shooting back at that. Jeez, you're 60 miles out from the helo. You're 65 miles out from that. Cannot communicate. You're not high up. Does not respond. Does not respond. Okay, I'm going to preemptively classify these as hostile. And we're going to take this task force. We're going to prepare for attack. Because we will probably see some exchange of missiles relatively soon. We have the RGM-109 Charlie. That's the Tomahawk land attack. We got a couple of harpoons. New radar contact. That's the one doing 10 knots. Talk. Does not respond. Okay. It looks like she's barely moving in this weather. We're doing 6 knots to make sure that we don't get detected by submarines. Great, another surface contact. Tow decoy as well, please. Kid. It's like the ships get dropped into the water. Active sonar negative. I didn't complete my tally yet. You're CG-19, you're the Dale. That makes you a Leahy-class missile cruiser. Capable of shooting out 80. Standard missile 2 extended range. So we got 80-mile no-fly zone range, which is very nice. At the moment, I don't really have any use for that yet. But this helicopter is, well, tempting me. Over there we got the Groves, that's an Oliver Hazard Perry. We got the Mississippi, which was the Virginia-class missile cruiser. And we have the Kidd, which of course is the Kidd class. Alright, what's your range? 150. I'm not sure what these are. They could be auxiliaries. They could be hostile. They could be merchants. Now, this is a very large contact. thinking that could be the missile cruiser. Where's Victory at? You guys all up? Typically takes them a while. Yeah, they're all up. Okay, go to 10,000. Vic 3. Second Victory is also up. That is from Victory 3 flight. Southwest. Make yourself 37,000. It's okay, 27, so this is definitely hostile. I don't understand why they're this far apart. I really don't get that, because it would seem very, very bad for mutual defense of your formation. Hilo, new orders. We're gonna take this task force southeast. Sorry, southwest. Just throw a couple of buoys in the water. I have really very little hope for any of those buoys actually getting anything done, because in this weather... trying to detect a submarine in this weather is not easy. Okay, what's the range to the Dale? Can you shoot that? Nope. It's hovering at 200 feet. This guy, however... No, also 200 feet. You're now in range. You're not? 73 miles. Oh, I must have had an upgraded missile that I got used to. I was used to having Tomcats with a 100-mile range, and these things don't have that. Now, the plan. I'm going to shoot down the MiGs. I'm going to then try and circumvent this formation and shoot down the Tu-95. I'm going to have the Victory flight, no, Joker flight, go for this V-large contact. And then we're going to engage these things. Whatever it is, very large is typically also a bit of a problem. Especially if it's hostile. So that thing has to go first. I'm assuming it has the most firepower. You guys are almost in range. 75 miles. They're still nicely radiating. Are they going for Matt Fox? Can't have that, my friend. Slow away. You're not touching my P3 there. That thing's doing all the spotting. I can already launch another P3, just to be sure. Let's make it an intership heavy. That's another 4 harpoons that I can throw into the fight. As for killing off helos, if they're hovering at 200 feet, I don't think they're going to be that much of a problem. What sort of a radar you got? Takara or Cresta. Okay, so that also has to go. That means that potentially this entire group here is a problem. Okay. That means more targets. More objectives. More units to shoot. And 54 rapidly approaching the point where we're going to intercept and ideally eliminate the first of those 25s. Where are you at, big guy? 8 miles, 7 miles, 6... 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, missed it. No, actually didn't. Got him. Okay, so there's one. Your first objective complete. The other MiG-25 is still way out there. We got time. Victory 3, I might need you to start popping some helicopters. It's not really a rush there, it just needs to get done. What sort of a mission are we getting from him? Yeah. Kara or Cresta. That's confirmed Kara. That's the Sovrameni. This could be the second Sovrameni. At the moment... Well, no, actually. Could be another Kara. And you? Kara or Cresta. They got a lot of missile cruisers around here. A lot. This guy's almost in range of the Groves. I might just have the formation engage this guy here. With their own harpoons, that is. Because that's going to make it a little easier to then have Joker engage the rest of them. So we're going to head west. Yeah, we're going to start pushing into them. I was planning on doing that particular job with Victory, no, with Joker, but at the moment I think it is easier to use Joker for another target. Get a confirmed car, confirmed Salva many, and 2 units unknown, and the 3rd undetected, and the 4th undetected. There. And there. It's because Mad Fox is flying into the opposite direction. Where's my P3? Huh? I thought I just told the P3 to take off. The hell? That's new. Okay, whatever. We'll just use the other one. Now, you're in range, but I need to overwhelm those missile defenses. So, we're going to attack from 2 different ships at once. We have range out to 65 miles, which puts you 0.2 miles away from that. And your launchers are there and there. I'm going to send a full salvo. Just 8 of them. And then a couple from the groves. As they're this far away, I highly doubt they're going to get a whole lot of support from the others. Which should mean that 10 harpoons will be sufficient. More PDs coming in. I think I might flip on the radar for these F-14s soon. Because so far I've been guiding it off of the radar data of the other units, but at the moment I'm just getting their emissions, which is not enough. Okay, you got range. Salvo wait. Unless we also got the Dale in range. Which means I can get these missiles to go faster. Okay. I also got this guy on 73. Range 83 miles. The good news is they're very close together, from what we know now, so that I can pretty much engage them at the same time. Which is convenient. Air search on. There we go. Exact location confirmed. First AIM-54, target 7017. Fire when ready. Second one, 7015. Execute. There we go. Now, that means we got a couple of missiles out, as Victory 1-2 also did it. I only have 1 AIM-54 left per F-14. We also got Victory 3 up there. I'm going to already prepare the next flight, because there's plenty of aircraft around, even if they're helicopters, and I want them all dead. Oh, lovely. More helos. I'm still staying way outside of the range of that anti-air platform. Well, assumed range, that is. Kid has range. Dale... yeah, 3 miles. We got time. Of course, despite the horrible weather, everybody's sending out their helicopters. Except me, pretty much. I only got one of those birds up. Alright, gentlemen, you're about to have some company. Flares. No joy. There's one. Come again. Missile inbound says Victory 1-1. Really? But I thought these things only... How can you have a missile in range coming in? It couldn't have been from these. What launched that? And what type of missile am I expecting then? Curious. Alright, let's skip ahead a little bit, because I'm gonna wait until that entire formation is in range of this strike. Here we are, in range. I got all my ships in range. That means we're gonna start launching 2 harpoons each. The Groves is gonna be slightly behind on her launch, because she only has that single launcher. So, Salva 2, target 7005. Kids. 2 harpoons, if you please. Dale, 2 harpoons. And the Mississippi, 2 harpoons. We now know a little bit more about what the Soviet formation looks like. I don't find them to be terribly impressive, because their offensive capabilities are a little lacking. We got a Cresta over there, which looks intimidating, yes, but it only really has the SSN-14A Silex. Not that big of a deal, and it only targets submarines. This is an AA-class ship, if you will. Sovremeni, by contrast, can shoot out with the SSN-22 out to 48 miles. Again, not that big of a deal. There's another Cresta behind them. There's a Kara. There's a Sovremeni and something else. So, all of these things, not that impressive. Joker, I'm going to have you... we're going to do an attack with 2 missiles against the Cresta. This also means that this Cresta, with its... what is that, 30-mile range? Yeah, 30-mile range, 29.7, cannot really do that much to help her ally. Especially as harpoons of mine are flying low. They're going to be difficult to intercept. Alright, Joker. You sent 8 missiles confirmed. We still have 8 missiles left. Let's see who else we can poke. Because this Sovremeni is looking awful lonely. This formation's such a mess. If this was one big blob, this would be so much more complex. Because you got all sorts of overlapping AA platforms. Right now, they don't have any of that. Okay, we're just going to strike that Sovremeni. And I'm going to run with the assumption that by the time that my missiles get there, the Cresta will have been struck by the first wave of harpoons. Also, these harpoons should have enough distance between them that they don't actually start seeking out the same target. Now, in the meanwhile, I have split up Victory 3 and 4 so that we can start hunting down helicopters slightly more efficiently. There's also still that Tu-95 out there, so that's going to be your job. Vic 4. As these things only have a 30-mile no-fly zone, that makes this easier. So let's say Cresta, 30 miles there. That's how close I can get, which means I can start popping helicopters a little easier. It should make things a little safer to go about things. Okay. Victories 1 and 2 RTB. They have done battle against the, I think, last of the MiG-25s. So that is no longer an air threat to my birds. It's going to take Joker, the whole Joker wing, a little bit of time to cycle all the way back to base, land, rearm, and come up and strike again. Until such a time, I'm still doing my ASW maneuvers. Because I don't trust the AI not to have a submarine out here somewhere. Which, of course, would be dangerous. They'd be able to sneak up on my formation. They'd be able to get pretty close to my formation under this weather. And potentially sink the whole lot. So, I have activated the active sonar array on the Kid. And on the Groves. Hoping that that might contribute something to my abilities to defeat any submarines. Slava. Oh. It's a good thing that I saw what she's doing, because she just turned on her launchers. Formation, air search. Yes, there it comes. SSN 12. Targeting on a course of 087. I wonder, how did you see me? Yeah. This one. They appear to be targeting the Groves. Groves, I need you to launch your second helicopter. 2 reasons. 1, ASW. 2, it might be the last time that you get to launch a helicopter at all. But how did you see me? Because it's not your radar that did that. It's not your helicopter's radar that did that. So what did? I suspect it's a submarine. That means we're going to intensify our anti-submarine operations. We're going to launch another helo from the kit. Yep, here it comes. I got no jammers. You just have to do this the traditional way, so missiles against missiles. In the meanwhile, Slava's going to do her level best to defend herself. And with those VLS of hers, it is possible that she'll take out a lot of these harpoons, if not all of them. We got birds away. The standard missile 2 from the Dale. It's her missile launcher up there. And of course on the stern. Now Slava at this point, 11 miles out, she's probably preparing to defeat these incoming harpoons. Let's see how well they do. Vic 3 straight on. Is that a helo up yet? Better get that thing going quickly. Start dropping a pretty tight spread here. For all I know, it's gotten way closer than this, of course. Okay, situation here. Slava, are you aware? Yep, they're aware. That's missiles coming in. They have intercepted the sandbox. That's at least one of the missiles less to worry about. The Slava is starting to intercept my harpoons now. We even got SAN-6s going out against these harpoons. They're trying to fend off multiple attacks at the same time. Oh, actually, no, they're not. They're not. They're trying to shoot down Victory 4. Because they might not have a 30-mile no-fly zone. Oh, sorry, they might have a 30, but this is a 50. So I'm trying to punch this bird down as quickly as possible. And we look to be in the pop-up phase here with the harpoons. Really high pop-up phase. They go to 4,000 feet? So it feels like, oh, there's more anti-ship missiles coming in. Ah, they got it. Can they still defeat the other 4, I wonder? Hold on. Are you guys... It's like they're not targeting the Cresta anymore. That's weird. I think that's the first time I've seen them do something like that. We're gonna have to do a little bit more to shield ourselves. So more missiles going out. I'm also gonna start sending more harpoons at this bastard, because he might need a little bit more attention. Mississippi. More. Just, yeah, give me all of it. That Slava has to go. Not with those. 4 and 2. Yep, Slava's intercepted all the missiles. Their missiles seemingly have also been intercepted. Ah, there we go. We got a lock on the Cresta again. Excellent. Cresta is now desperately shooting back with everything she's got. Is that enough? I kind of doubt it. Hit. 2 of them. 3. She's dead. Life rafts. It's a dead giveaway that she's gone. She is going to push another SA-3 in, but that won't matter. We can get a snack on the way there. 7027 can go. It's a helo. Victory 5. Please punch this thing in the face with an AIM-54. Victory 4. No, I cannot really risk popping up with Victory 4 this close to the Slava. Loiter though, don't burn all your fuel at once. Come up to 3,000 to at least conserve some fuel. Thankfully we were able to intercept all of those S's and 12s. I had another helo here. We're preparing to drop. Good. Intermittent check. I wonder if I'll even hear a torpedo in this weather. Sovrameni, you're up. Pop-up phase. Or not. Go on. Is it going to fly right in or what? That's very atypical for a harpoon. It just flies right in? Okay. That's a new trick. I thought they typically just pop up. Not this one. Okay, that's one dead harpoon. Oh, sorry, one dead Sovrameni. So we have a dead Cresta here. We have a dead Sovrameni. We're not quite done yet, though. Go kill that. Still got one active SSN-12. Which seemingly has locked onto the Dale here. 8 miles out. Got him. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. Oh, but she's not done yet. Slava launched the rest of her missiles too. Great. This standard missile is now taking it upon itself to go and engage the Cresta. Oh, it's a landing ship? What the hell's a Rogov doing here? What the hell? Why are you out here? Are they trying to land forces? What, on Attu? I guess it's possible. Wouldn't say it's very plausible. You're gonna hit that? Well, you're thinking about it. Yep. Hold on, does that mean it can also hit this guy already? No, not likely. Okay, that's the helo out of the skies. Now we're gonna run up to the recon bird. Take that out. These have a no-fly zone of 30 miles. I can remove this no-fly zone. I can set up a new one. So long as the Slava's alive, I'm going to respect her. And the Cresta has 30. So those are the areas I cannot enter. Alright, SSN-12 coming in. I hope that these missiles are enough. Because I got 10 missiles inbound, I think 12 maybe. But I might not have sent them out in big enough of a wave. Yep, there's the rest of them. They're all getting detected, visually that is, by the helo. The helo's looking out the window going, huh? Yeah, no, that's not good. No, sir, it is not. Missiles coming out again. Probably the Dale preparing for further action. No, it's the Groves. Stefan W. Groves going at it. Intercepted, sandbox, sandbox. There's at least one more. Possibly another that I haven't fully yet detected. Sea skimming. Standard missiles going out to meet it. Grab it. Got it. Good. Good. I think that's all the missiles from the Slava. Of course, her long-range anti-ship missiles, that is, because she can still use her shorter-range AA missiles in a secondary role. And she does do that, if you give her the opportunity. So I have absolutely no plans on doing that. We're almost there. Range, 13 miles. Speed that up. 12 miles. If this was one big formation, this would be a very, very, very different mission. Just an entirely different operation. She's once again fighting it with all she's got. I think she might get overwhelmed this time, though. Because last time I sent 2 missiles each. This time I'm sending a few more. Look at that, we're getting jammed. This harpoon. What happened to the pop-up phase for the harpoon? Is that... Oh, it's an RGM-84 Charlie. No, last time it wasn't... Okay. That thing didn't want to live anymore. You're going for chaff. What are you doing? No! See, this looks better. Unless Seawis takes it out. Pop up, pop down. Seawis going at you, but missing. Yes, take out those VLS. Thank you. That's 1 hit, 2 hits. The stern launcher immediately ceases to operate. Bow Seawis still at it. Hit. Last harpoon. Looking good. Gotcha. Alright. I think that will be the end of the Slava, but I'm not sure. So, just to further my point, I'm going to get a couple more missiles out there. We're going to sink this thing once and for all. I don't want that suddenly getting its propulsion back and making sure that its weapon systems somehow get fixed, the fires get put out, and she goes back into the fight. Can't have that. In the meanwhile, we have a couple of our birds going home. Victory 1 is landing. Joker is preparing to land. And that should mean soon we will have another airstrike ready. Excellent. Now you are going to be chasing that guy. Good. You got fuel? Oh, you got plenty of fuel. Max speed.
Roger, booster. Roger, turn.
Go where they're going to go. Slava's dead. Confirmed dead. Okay, that means I can cease fire with the groves. I can remove this range circle because it's no longer a problem. And that just leaves cleanup on a Cresta, a Kara, a Sovrameni, and a Rogov. Which is something I will do in the second part to these videos. Reason being, typically people watch about 15 minutes of a video, so I'm just going to make it another part. Thank you for watching this one, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for part 2.